While She Sleeps released Nervous featuring Simon Neil of Biffy Clyro. And boys, it's an anthem. Um, Lyrically, to me, it's one of their best songs, which I think is saying a lot because I hold them in very high regard for their lyrics. I think not just in heavy music, but in all of music. It's very poetic. Every song feels like it has a very clear point and topic. And we've said before in the past about how While She Sleeps creates like a sense of community. And with these lyrics, it's, dealing with kind of anxiety, which is something that I can relate to. And yeah, it's just such a powerful song, inspiring. It's brought a lot of people together. And like on top of the message of the song, it just sounds incredible. Like I can imagine hearing this in a massive venue, like the biggest venues in the country, and just hearing a whole crowd like just be engulfed by it. What did you guys think?
I feel like I agree with you, Alex. With it, with like the massive sound of it, it does sound like it would fit in. It's not necessarily arena rock, but just the the size of this anthem would just sound amazing in somewhere like Ali Pali. I think without talking too much about what you've already mentioned, Alex, the vocals on this mixed together and harmonise perfectly. It's almost choir-like at times, which is something While She Sleeps have sort of curated and worked on all their albums, and it feels like they're really hitting the sweet spot on it on these new songs. I expected more from the Simon Neil feature, but I still think he was used really interestingly. He's sort of, rather than most features where they're on sort of their own verse or they get like the bit before the breakdown, perhaps he's kind of drip fed in. He gets sort of one line and then another sort of backing vocal part, and then he gets his own little bit. So yeah, I thought they could have used him better, but it's still quite interesting the way they've utilised him. I'll also want to mention the noise, that wheel rim noise in sort of the mini breakdown in the middle. That's really cool, and I do think the video complements the song really well as well. It makes already a big song seem even bigger.
Yeah, 100%. James, what did you think?
Uh, the first part that I think was very notable was just the build up that we came just before the song came out, and I watched the Instagram live they were doing like an hour before the video debuted and the song debuted. And I think it was Sean that said the response they were kind of receiving was overwhelming. The conversation they're promoting about people opening up and mental health has touched so many people, and I think there's been so many reactions that they've got that have been so positive, even before anyone had heard the song, just from what they were doing. And I don't know many bands that would be able to kind of have that kind of response off the top of my head. It shows even still a different side to Sleeps in the verses. I love the dynamic between like the cleans, melodies, the drums, and the vocals. The big anthemic choruses, like you said before. Sav's got some lovely drum parts in it, really well crafted fills, and a nice return of his little piccolo snare. And like Dan said, I mean, if by chance something happens and Clown from Slipknot can't hit any percussion for a little bit, Sean Long's ready. He's ready for that. A lovely crescendo from like 2 minutes 45 onwards towards the end of the song is just something that's going to translate amazingly live and be such a powerful moment. I've only ever really probably had one song really kind of like emotionally touch me, and I think that was Disease by Beartooth. And then this is the second song that's done that. I think I got goosebumps while watching the video. And I think the conversation they've promoted, especially about mental health this past week, the lyrics in the song, I think it's spoken to so many people. And this is why I think I said last time they've become my favourite band in the musicality, the kind of like culture and community around them. To me, there is not a band like them. So I absolutely fucking love this song.
What did you guys think of the Simon Neil feature? I don't think either of you mentioned
Oh,
anything
oh,
about
I
that.
love it. I love it. Yeah. I pretty much echo exactly what you said. It was nice because you usually go into a feature expecting, oh, they're going to get a verse, they're going to get a bit of a chorus, they might be in the bridge. But I think you described that beautifully with it being drip fed. as soon as you kind of have his bit where he says I'm nervous, and he's kind of cutting in and out of it, I think it's actually really cleverly well done, and I think a lot of people are expecting the same kind of thing of what you were getting from him in the Architects feature he did on Goliath. So it was nice to actually get a mix up and something different. I really loved it.
On my first listen, I think, I was a bit surprised that it wasn't, a typical feature, but this felt like they were really properly interweaving him with the whole band, because sometimes features can be a bit jarring. Do you know what I mean? When it's someone on a completely different sound, because he's got such a recognisable voice.
They haven't catered it too much for him. They've kind of just included him into the band in a way.
Yeah.
What did you think of Nervous? Are you excited for the new album by While She Sleeps? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to look for our special review of Sleep Society soon after its release on April 16th.